Shiana yen some doso. Ayana ya time no so yen. Ba mejidi say yebepon 5. Ti abo 3 fancy 320 there. Mejidi say best 1 hour 40 minutes. And I have an so.
Oh, you better bet me. That would say 7 doso. And yes, she answered there.
Oh, a country called Ghana.
Oh, mine na say I be do a point Sebi what team crowd who left from all right. And Captain, the other side na the number of Ghanaian youth exited the shores of Ghana. No, na me catch us who say yeah am cry no to so be kwa broche when ya German hey abroche ne boga obapo ya dwen say de anigye ne we ahoprepre ne kɔ abrochire basana ayansem pi ene pama mamfo firi omokrom ni nyina has to do with bread and butter issues. Ni nyina has to do with hope for the future. Amamfo is secure not only for themselves but for their kids. Na say for them. I've spoken to a lot of Ghanaians retirees living in the US, UK. Mraso. So where they are supposed to come home. But question will be so more has to do with issues of healthcare. Or na sitting them send the BCI because conditions now are no. Enya dia condition I bet you one brabo aye way. So what is our man for a kasa and ya kasa no be pe. Namum we are all hoping say ye bet me build the very foundations of this country said and chroma SCM vision ye no. Na ye bet me nya da Ghana. Na se nya da Ghana na I'm very sure say ye nyina ye mre. Because I will go back to 1957 abra Ghana nya independence. Now hear the hope and we chroma say and chroma take off. The kind of industrialization drive our shas here foundations are not only at the time na ye say a bajimu mere yes nyansa ni ho samre no but the Nkrumah saw the wisdom say me kwaji asase funtam akosi the whole industrial city like Tema oye motorway de kan I'm told that by the time Ghana ye motorway no not even London in the motorway. So you can imagine the idea. And in such a way, say, Usiswa, Unjina Obebia until you arrive at the industrial city, Tema, you drive back home. That was the idea. And my companies in as for the companies are Cassia, and my buy, my captain. Go back to Tema today. What is supposed to be an industrial city is today a residential area. Our politicians are killing one another for a plot of land. Some will be saying, so the vision we are trashing. Then you come to major companies and we are Osha say Okroma. Now no me video be on YouTube. Now I me say 1960 na Ghana share car e Okroma say. 1960 near share cars, buses akese e Okroma say. So 60 70 years after. Now just say yakwa China and yakwa krasa anema we don't have those things. Now you should know that we have failed. Last time now we talk about tie factory and Nkrumah city shoe factory. Sugar factory, nena say for you see, the economy be a nice one has to do with the basic things like this import. So, with me, a produce near ma ube here, so that won't fall sick and carbon and then the more minor a change with destiny. And the young Nyan cry yet here, young Passia Baya Dibiano, 20 Nafako China. Not China, one of the richest country, and Sana Simon Kusnet, ordering GDP as a metric, they measure economy abano. Now he says a later now apply, no. Or who said China, one of the richest countries in the world. But 50 years after, China degenerated by one of the poorest countries near compared to your friends and Sub-Saharan African countries. Then the whole thing changed. Because China realizes, say, I have the numbers more than US, more than UK. So why can't I leverage my numbers for economic takeoff? Then they decided to do industrialization way. And China shall see produce near bia and microphone here. Because your phone na America for your phone. Na obia chrome ni tobacco. China for being part of to America because they are over 1.3 billion and over.
Right.
America are around 300 something million. So why na benya? That is a strategy. Enti ade bia behu se ya no America se bi ne boy ye den kura na China ye an inferior one na ode aba na waton wa ye ne sika saa akwanani ama ene they've been able to leverage their number and the China industrial hub many of the nearby ye use no high when it comes to electronic gadgets and as what tete no growing up no na most of them every Japan never by ene China taking the market and even phone kura no why won't be into iPhone no Huawei ni Oppo ni hwan I take the center stage ene what me turning the country around. Enti as a maya, fortunately for us, Captain, we near my ye win na me say China ni half. when it comes to natural resources, human resources. They don't even have it.
They don't.
But how are they able to position themselves to na yen to me yenya na yafra brofo kwa kumumra yenya gold o mo mefa nko mutu amoma yembi yenya oil mo mefa nko mutu amoma yembi I say yenim nyansa na yete ha but da bia yete radio so na ye politics and consistently no or minor sink to a point da bia me kan sa wo another country like China yes ye cedi adivalu na yesu ye cedi adivalu na yesu omona transi ya say okay dollar na stable currency there is no way you can compete against the dollar so your strategy is say yam produce ye neama so that we don't need dollar to go and import even yakra na yam koso na yam devalue ye sika no sebe ya foreign goods abaya disincentive for average Chinese person to go and buy foreign goods because what in China you can't buy iPhone unless you're super rich so that money you need a phone so you buy from Huawei. It's a strategy, and then China is the second most, your friend is saying, biggest economy in the world. I now we rub shoulder with the US. You buy a chrome here. The promises and the many things may take you back to 2016. Abana John Mahama, your president, now in Samana, President Akufo-Addo, and non-political fringes. Major one has to do with Bosnia, your boy. John Mahama was borrowing recklessly or bound for Indians, but na Ghana ni say John Mahama Bosnia no boy no ubehu Legon hospital wasibi interchange ya na wa say hospitals akese rich hospital na yem patadan wa ko be because me Legon na me ko hokwa ye fe dey say clinicals na yem patadan na nesi wo if you go to read today you see say one of the modern facilities are state of the art Uko Kumasi a ukoye documentary about the medical village yesiesi Kumasi
that's right.
Afari yet a program so na deputy minister Fred Oma assurance say oh in the next 3 months no Afari be ya adwuma till date Afari enya adwuma enti Busia na ye board that time no at least obetimi abobo 1 2 3 or the about the captain ya bobo sia ba ma man no niema twa ye ho hia say there is nothing a obetimi ato wani dia hwe enra na me ka kire obi say ade be mpa na ya wo kroma say Ghana be kwa kobon kwase abosia na ka me ne yen na be kwa kogina China ni anim apa na chew so wo he China ni na he be na ni tuatua na be na ni wo na Ghana ni egina China ni anim pa na chew so omfa ne kanche na hwe awere ho a eye then other institutions in Nasefon, Yaguya Nimasia Chiriasi, Bia Sasabi, when it comes to Abrabonia Yana Yabo, and Tibusia Yabona Bontia, Nayaka, and Manakosuri, we are Ghana, you know, to a new chroma. You will expect a Wahunia Marcus here, a brand Babunu at school near Jumaya, Numa Oho, economy new Quay, Sikana Yakoba Busiana Diaba, but Utu and new chroma. There is no trace, Albert me who say, Sasikana, dear way, near the air. And the last time I make opa yanko fa keno forata megina ha na yamfa ba ani nachi na yamisa na say kwaku wabobosia euro bond nkwa o raise over 13 billion debt ni na sefo na wo de buy so to a point ene ye kakra yentimi ntua unti wo de ye serewo bosia na wo je ye ade a wo de ye kire na Ghana fo akoma ntom yem captain wan hwe ya wo de ahomte ba bu na kuno because onyanyan sade bia nka nkirewo bosia na mo boy na ya sika na gu enti nsam na amanfo sorry radio so na omo ka amanfo free say oh boys aba no ye den mrantia no ye di media for no the reality is a first no and na we control the traditional media not anymore. Politics has always been the politics of narrative for Akufo-Addo people we say Ghana for enim nyansa enti no ye benya few guys in fancy suit our more traditional media na ya spill garbage to people convincing people so yeah bibi but the fact check and the realities now there. Captain Smart wetin say we video dey akoba bia say ya adwuma akwa as to whether it is true or not. You come and report. And those armchair journalism where old people sit in a chair and I may ya adwuma 20 years in here and then impact be na what make our society. And ka eti kroma ya beda sori na nka ya nya cater pot to be a signboard. You will see you tia na car for over 3, 4, 4 years in here. There is absolutely nothing there. Nasa amount for I can't same way no bit in general abana ya time. Me time abaya je dey. Akufo-Addo to a president the Ebian ko ya me papa nka mani baje. But 100% papa be president. But it's not about being president. It is not about say wanyini. It is about say 2 million na edema no papa nyansade be na wode aye why leave legacy beja amamfo because you see so we wadwen say sika aya de bia we wiase wonnim nyansa because from my background so wadwen say sika is everything in life wonnim nyansa because from the background where I'm coming from I've been at the hospital I've been with people and people who at the point of their death they had everything in life senke sika nkwa na ye de ji omo nkwa captain they could have doubled the pay and come back to life. But at that point, you know, Unu obinum kasa no tie nsem omo ka kire and if they had opportunity to come back masa ebi akura ba bi sika obi akwan come for how can they could have perceived a different life altogether. So you must be a fool to sit somewhere and say media me ba aban me manya me ho awie. You are a fool because life isn't about money. Captain Tie abra ye first Kwame Nkrumah ofra brochira oba no or the portmanteau ne buy you. Because the guy came frustrated because I'm told he wrote his law exams in the UK. He couldn't pass 1, couldn't pass 2, and out of frustration, he was shipped in. He came, fully decided to work. He did not pursue well though. And Nkrumah and say a cap president Bakwa obedi Ghana Kunya na ahiana. Now he's one of them. Only estate, only a dime or East Legon, only a dime or he fine estate, but a ne. The legacy of Kwame Nkrumah has transcended beyond generation and never do call Addis Ababa ne. Kwame Nkrumah state you esi ho. Adentina ya maka say Africa had Dangote no sikanti enkwesi ni state you infancy Addis Ababa. Political textbook be Africa be anu be ma. Kwame Nkrumah din wo. Every single thing about politics, leadership, governance, so Kwame Nkrumah is there. But any real estate and how much dollars he had in his account. It is not how much way, it is the impact and the legacy that he left in his wake. I'm told it's a one African country, or more currency, or more Kwame Nkrumah Tina
Guinea.
And yeah, about the saying, Guinea. So Kwame Nkrumah in Guinea. So Echesa Brabon Winyana Boniya, people remember you. So we do not need President Akufo-Addo. Emmanuel Nkosi ni statue, Nkosi baby unwan kopa. We don't need to do that. Oba bra papa ha. Among for best statue amount, even a bra wawu. Na among for akayo. Cause yati ha, and I see a the African Millennium Man, Kwame Nkrumah wu over years ago, but he won. Yabisa Mandela, the new journalist no more about match about Kwame Nkrumah went to Madiba the Kobe and said, now what's the other Kwame Nkrumah be a woo that so I went near way. Now so we nipa meto abano man. Because Onua Nkasakura enim say Otoma Kwame Nkrumah because of the impact and the legacy that he left. So we be away nyansani na say we are conversant with some of these issues your more leadership position, but it is about the impact you make. Radio we are to see it's not about scanning as a forecast and as a driver, but it's about the impact you are making on the people. The number of people who have their troubles and they can look up to you because you are a revolving point. That is all that leadership is about. By Hano, it is about pursuing certain narrow agenda priorities in the forum. So we don't even care when I find the number because me kai pass Abra Obama by American president. Or they couldn't really, now the economy was a bit tumbling. Near man Shaddam Kuye. Joe Biden has always been an ideal president in the shadow. At the time, Joe Biden, Obama, the possible candidate to replace him, Joe Biden. But you know what they did? They look at the economy, the terrain, just sit aside. Joe, don't come. Mama Hillary, Emra, Sabaya man for me attribute you to my failures. And it was a different ball game altogether because their cause in as much as oil Democrat, only be exactly that is showing respect to for the people. By a high so Akufo-Addo presidency what so in the last 8 years, Captain. Makacha said the whole presidency was premised on fraud. Oh yes, because Akufo-Addo himself is a fraud theory. Yes. He's a fraud theory. A concept you can study in the universities and as for. Akufo-Addo is a fraud theory.
Oh, how?
Captain, this is a man. What is it? What do you need? He's a fraud theory, Captain. What is Akufo-Addo president? How many years in here? Men I am woman. This is a guy who has been shouted in the your friend saying political fringes for many years. Say our president fortunately enough, the president amount said the maiden edition. Okoria speeches about 4 American president okekabom no begina ho. Kana all kind on kind nketenkete kura o. Ahoden ne kon hu ntini go and look at the video. Be citizen as for among 4 speech no kabom. So in the first place, President now Obama will made in addition. What's the problems, the challenges of the people are ufru wakumum e kasa chiro bono. Ono nya na kumum no furu ye. Or among 4 speech no ko wi na okekabom because personally he didn't have any vision. That is the fraud beginning or the fraud theory. Come my culture say, Sadia no ya fan who di no. Joe Biden, current president of America, or ye be one fan who in 1988 when he launched his campaign. Joe Biden in 1998, he was too young. Among for say, he cannot be president. But they are saying that he's too old. This is what happened. All launching a campaign okojina platforms na all kasa. And na okofa obi asema waka. One attribute to that person. Then they accused him of your friends said textual infidelity, plagiarism.
That's right.
For that matter, no, he had to resign from his entire presidential whatever. And the man, the caucus be replaced now only George Bush papa. A call contest at George Bush papa and the winning yeah. Emma Joe Biden cotton and chain. The political career crown almost away because a Obama and a Baba revival no. That is the crime. Akufo-Addo got away with on his maiden day. Abroko real speech till date. Even the decency to apologize to Ghana and say, "Oh, I'm sorry because of the because and this affairs na uncrophobia no control media no." And now with the click of the button, you can just go to the internet, Google, and then all of a sudden the videos were all over. But Akufo-Addo to date couldn't apologize to Ghanaians. Then he promised Ghanaians another fraud theory. Meba, I will protect the public purse. Captain, the public purse no real. Public person ayira nya say is only protecting ayira hwehwa
person ankasa na
ayira because it has been chrono upon chrono because you see in modern governance there is a reason why you don't unkosesa family members emegu aban mu because you see as a president you need to have a willpower to crack on people who go wrong. The very moment you ship in your family members into the fray you lose one thing. That is the willpower to crack. Because your family member, when they mess up, you cannot do anything with them. That is the genesis of Ben Ali's, your first and four, Tunisia. Give rise to this, your friend is saying, Arab Spring course, because ne fear for ne yere nua, ne yere wafasia, military generals, no, so mudi gum, ne nibo muhosono, na o minor atitia pansam. And the very moment abon can for a bum. Old baby mama ebam na yere dada ebam ni nuam ba nie no wofase nie no eno ebe choki aban to the stand say obi afri say o amamo na nya amamo biem ya ofa na bie akurase pharmacy bi na wasesa ya gum say sabi ya nton nema enti captain just imagine ofa bie pharmacy shop akurase na do watenam ade na ya tapa na this can be topa umfantu because ofa ntimi nyo hwe
oh yeah opa me akwahe
because ofa say ba de ade a abusiafo ba beka. That is exactly what is playing out. So, men not here, you who say governance in their person. To them, a village supermarket no more for being was so more good no more tongue. They are sales boys.
Oh,
yes, and no more tongue di. Nanya tongue no more tongue di. Near money a tongue near di. So, over take his stock, say, Sabi. Near man say a koya and I say enquire make profit and I say you make profit. No, Captain, whatever house no, na store no go. And the Ghana store no, agu. And until ne. A car many yanya to the stand say the China foka hey your bilateral creditors yentimi to omoka because we have to beg China to forgive us. Paris Club your first saying other international way I do omoka and the big one among them has to do with the commercial space Eurobond. Captain William said so why investment kakra you know very well say among all the investment portfolios the most secured stock your friend saying bond and your stock because stock no obetimi ada sorry adebeche na fluctuations na se for usika nyina won lose ebetimi aba ma na di ya ma but when it come to your friend saying bonds there are secured coupon rate given to you maturation date only and wo twen say esu a okwakoju usika and for the first time in the history of this country captain Ghana for mudo musika koto bond and omusika akam
debe me ka ho
exactly Michael Branson ka ho
see sika be the top bond ma me bakofo me de 2J kufo ya 2 ni din the adofo de ba ya me de top bond ma JA kufo akola aketwa e was stand chart e ka ho
that so but that is supposed to be the most secured investment obenya
abaya fa kufo akola aketwa sika
and then President Akufo-Addo beka kire yen say President Akufo-Addo beka kire say oh Ghana for munsi abotere yen nyina yen share the burden. What is our president the cancer as a citizen you will come down because minim so South Korea there was a time I buy no de car to a pointer na ontimi nya no ho hwe citizens ehun say I buy wadwen papa woni tim enye ne pe na oye and I say be a car ba enti ye ya ankasa ye be sunlight captain read about it so for sunlight your mo ankasa we no gold na akofa we wo diamond we osika e sunlight omo mo ring ye gold e de koma ban say on town no fa kotua ne ka and the chelsea abanya odwene nipa ho nipa so dwene ne ho that is what you do but this is a government that or catch us a title belt president no ni belt na wata no the belt no hosu kra o mobi na fukatu no didi me na pensioners asabi omo tama so se omo saka omo sika and the chroma so what the hospital bonzo will be 60 years 70 years 80 years a captain because of environment the conditions I women you know a medication upon a cocktail of medication I want also you can't exit who exit obewu and yet anti-hypertensive na yet anti-diabetic and yet diabetic several conditions because at that age you know what comes with it a man for say investment in omodo musika captain the number of mpanimfo mu e wo kroma na no kama pharmaceutical papa no fiko for ria no say what in the audio no anche wawu okọ senchi beach resort kase na e wo ho na mahama ne amanfo kwotena kwaye we bi some time ago no papa no wawu all because of this same investment amanfo kwaye omu abinding in start omu sika so enti citizens are being forced to sacrifice but the question is government are you ready so what to hear the other side state institutions are what mind sika di nkrasesem and at the end of the day no abina bunani agu so as if say hwe nko so and there's over TV Bank of Ghana say launch new building this is a banker or say papa kwasindium around the bank aboka we ato Asian around the bank aboka enti yengu omo bank ema individuals omo sika o bank ni nyina yengu no captain Bank of Ghana aboka over 60 billion Ghana cedis unprecedented in the history of this country ene omusi building besin ne adesint me nya the edge or intimi explaining anything to anybody because at some point in time aban no call abonte so okobo bosia ya pam on say challenge na mo free say ye nkrase for sika na mo je no book na makuki no we can't give you any money they came back and fall on Bank of Ghana say printing sika na for my so the guy turned Bank of Ghana into a printing press. That's already no pa yes o mun kofie ye da ho na ye print cash go system num ye ni buy ho so no na inflation do 60% and over o mine no adidia pansam adibi enyeye because production e wo low more currency floating in the system and then na wo de be ye economy na tetia pansam e na ye de te ho so saa niema we nyina na Ghana fo afoma de baduru se ye transe ne na ye take peep into 2016 na ye hwe niema na ye koso na ye hear promises and president Akufo-Addo de Ghana for na ye hwe ba bia ye ba beduru enne ya captain you see that there is a huge gap between the reality and the promises made and the sad aspect of this whole thing because Makati is a presidency governance leadership a nipa na ye a human institution you can't expect everything to go sa said we see pen but captain there is one thing that you need to manage your relationship with the people Makati said the only relationship that might exist between power and the people should be that of intellectual kinship and mutual respect. And you respect the people. You read the sentiment, the mood of the pulse of the nation. Now what they are here. But there seems to be certain attitude, a certain posture of arrogance. Ghana for Nemana see a man for a can no. Just a president na kasa de just on fadie o kind of cry say sabi we a toy bi kra ma no. Enti do no pe free say avenue into the political score no whatever no that is exactly what they are doing pursuing in this country enti so over here abra schools ne na se for near man koye near tetia pansa mo kroma Ghana for expect say aban be ye bibi aredi mu yegu banks ama man for sika kekam ne na se for no aban betam Ghana for sika eda ko sika cathedral captain cathedral ne yentimi nwie ye besesa amam for sika kutu amena abu jaje omo kan asem na the party don't say ni say ye bu jaje sedan to gu ye ansa na ye nya land no eba besi kutu amena wo ho ase $58 million ye nya sofo akese for mo sorry this project we ye chi how many times na man tena radio so an kan cho say na ye no emwo obi ha but ekoduru ba bia krono sem ne na se for ba mu no then we heard from these pastors men of God almost say ye ko Israel ko fa man na ne ya fe biblical gardens aba kroma no afei omonam we sorry my free board no so we sorry I'm a free board no you say who free board no so that is not the issue. The issue is that sikana ya wasting away. So how do we get our money? And I come back to the question of holding people accountable for whatever that they did. So fraud theory now once in America, one of the major things that Ghana for Gina so the two about Akufo-Addo say, oh papa we dey na some year deal. E to the idea. Or he will play hardball with you corruption here because anti-corruption campaign and all running Kroma captain and all the buyer. So obeda sorry Kroma scandal na start here and say cash for seat or the presidency. Common investigation into that particular matter till date we don't know because NDC came out with their report, MPP came out with their report. Another day we couldn't even adopt any. So that particular investigation, you know, a waste. Now no yet tiana man for who dollars upon dollars OCC led up them. we listen to whole sort of foolish and nonsense your friend saying explanation as to why she had that particular money.
Oh, yeah, somebody.
And so when I'm catches confirm not you could have in your son somebody. Captain, anti Sanya money in number same course. So now you're free said the state will commit state resources to investigate some of these things. But in the end, what happened? The matter has been killed. Special prosecutor lamenti. At some point, you cried, you can't some say, and I say, or not kill matter. He had to come. So, Tale, minyan kele matter bia. Many me drew a point that I felt some money laundering and a name, intimidate Yoko. Say Yoko investigate. Tiwaji case in an outro letter command, Attorney General say, when about me, then you're such a baby. And then the woman killed the matter. And Tiwa ya kwasi ni state yo e dia kwasi Yoko animu say on hey we are jokers na me say when government changes some of these sa niema we nyina even that very night no they should petition the government to destroy all these things
yeah the way
sa kwasi state yo na there be no
way you petition government oh yeah no answer call reverse now the pim so one share
me share baby people understand what I'm saying
me say we no answer articulate call reverse na ebu no.
Alaska, hey, Captain, me say people will understand what I mean because some of this nonsense we cannot sit here and tolerate some of these things because at the time I Ghana for here near ma sebe manipa abrabo asesa bread and butter issue yet kroma na yakofa amrante here napco stop gap measure till date a voice in it here so you see say yetiana say kase ya chronic issues na obe kan mama fa conclude say aden papa na mom penasem why will anybody on his right senses say I hate my president? It's not possible. We don't do that politics. So we are not anti-government activists and whatever. We just want the right thing to be done because I just want Ghana to be a just society where say abrantia sorry or ni so kofa phone ko free bi ansa na wadidi oba sorry anya say oton ne hu cheap the man baby ansa na wadidi but the same kokkrafo na who are supposed to lay proper foundation you know omo says because what this 60 years na yase am na ministerial position you know or Poland na akofa akra wadi 23 years or NPA
o say
me say akokra na ya to lay proper foundation you know yama ne post no o to kan akọ Poland na afa abayo wadi 23 years or NPA so you see there is no motivation Captain, there is no motivation say onye bibi to fix the problems but economy bia be gina we ase a young people let them have access to capital because Captain obi already 20 years obi already 30 years onye sika they risk they invest obi already 60 years 50 years when they get the money they wait for the returns to take care of their life because we're seeing war crimes so it is that everywhere. It's the reason why America adopted a policy to get a lot of people in because they are aging because we are younger who Ferrari are offer who iPhone 6 are offer who iPhone 16 are offer who are offer but we are 60 years or iPhone 15 years what I say so those people don't grow economy but the young people who are supposed to transact do things to get these things buy mortgage and obi are 60 years on top mortgage and the economy no will still dip. So you need young people. Say you nimiansa ahu. Me say ke be pia capital. They say young people in some okroma say because they are the very people who are ready to experiment. But these old people are the very people sika no mo wiano. Then they channel everything into real estate because that is the new deal. You the wash sika e okroma say because say wunya sika no the koto bank. If say wunya sika no he. Na menya me the koto nchense the koto cement. E de kosi dan koto asase. Say emfa channel bi no say dan ni si ho. Then me then I set bank account. Then when you buy the land, then the money comes. Then it means that a genuine money from the sales of that building. But when you got the money to build that, nobody ask. And they don't know to chrome her. If you were US crown, I'll make you transfer Canada because it's genuine because a real estate car. That is how people wash money. At the end of the day, you know, money is supposed to go to young people to do business and as if no, that money is not there. And then back to the main Akufo-Addo story and then as a Captain.
Fraud theory.
Akufo-Addo is a fraud. They were chamo, and I know catch say all corner was sell mine na wie no, and I cover the Chinese version, and all the neighbors all my metana your fans Ghana for so. Because you see, there is nothing Akufo-Addo aye Bawumia and your part. Because Bawumia and Anna 2016 only did the lectures, everything. Chastising, bastardizing, insulting, and whole lot of stuff. Giving theories and as if say, oh, dollar rate, CD rate, ya borrow do na se for no Twitter, it is all over. Then he comes over. Then Ghana economy experiences shocks in the history of this country. It been see that. Because this is the first time. A coming a year to a point a yakwa bontia declares a challenge we can pay. This is the first time you default on your debt. This is the first time into me we have inflation numbers and as for to the extent that even nipa we Ghana for mudu busika wa buying bosiano. Yentimi into your moka. So this is the narrative. You don't hear Baumia anywhere talking about the economy. No, say oh yeah, IT, your friend says specialist. Creating an impression as on the internet by Ghana. But who be say your friend is saying digital infrastructure ben or Leo Chroma. He will not be able to tell you anything because all the infrastructures were laid and sana over. But because Onama all proud in Hunintino, he's making look like but the core responsibility is the economy. And the economy not to tear pansama say all that they have to do is to go around the country and apologize to Ghanaians. That is all that Baumi and Akufo as or more. From one ahimfie to another, from one town hall to another, apologizing to Ghanaians for investing faith, trust and confidence in them. And the Omodemaya return, a broken heart, a distraction, the fact that the economy will take years to recover. This is the reality. So we need decency. Now we begin to have a catch Ghana for say, young to Abamau, when you know, say, Vice President now, you are not just a pushover, you are not a sissy. But rather, we are a partner to whatever that has happened. Now, so we say Ghana for Abamau. Now, the question is, based on what? And a Ghana for because you see, the whole essence of presidency, basic thing has to do with trust. Can I trust Captain Smart? Answer idea, Juma, we have a mao. And yes, Okasa and as any party, one thing. Are you reliable? Can you do the job? Say you hear what beba or time, so beba. Because you can be the best, but every time near Casabraha 1 o'clock. Ubedurana about 3. What I say? So trust is key. So my question is, can Ghanaians trust Baumia when it comes to some of these things? Because the track record are there to tell you are part of this whole messy economy that we are in now. So Senka Ghana is a serious country, now is serious. Do you think Senka Baumia when you have the courage to come and say, Yanto Abamana? Then Uncle Nipa Kain San Kan was Sanka Kofanapo. Captain, Obada so Vice President in Napo. Or Casa boom boom boom. I say I'm cragging the Senate team. Yes. I don't win him no. Boom 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 boom. I say Sabi. Yeah, the battery now good mu cut off. Kasa boom 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 sir. How many times I don't make it public utterances sir? Yama bonti me pacha. How many times? Because as a leader, when you should be measured in your utterances and as a forum. The most important day in his life, the political career has to do with the unveiling as a vice president. That's the biggest political stage ever in his life. What did he do?
He messed up.
The guy used the day to create the biggest scandal in our political history by going off on Nkrumah. So I know the day, what he did, people didn't even talk about it, but they were talking about this. And it has been that upon that. Oh, no, education minister, okay, say, diploma teachers are born.
Training college.
Yes, and there are several instances. What done the D? Watch say when it comes to leadership, he's nowhere close. Because you see, you can have a bad president, but you can have a deputy president that will complement it for the shortfalls. Because the whole essence of vice president in is to get somebody to fill in your shortfalls for you so that you complement and become a whole. Because in Nkrumah time now there was nothing like
the vice president.
Exactly.
So vice president
exactly. So or complement but captain, maybe more problems, economic problems. Ghana for trust me. Now me po be manaba patena me. Now ko for be say be under ne reputation as for share gatab now wouldn't ya. Then it means nipa na oba be di oboso no, you have no respect for them. It's the reason why na no hininto no MPP ni MPP former general secretary catch us say Ghana for tenase santo abama Akufo Addo be but then a chance they will never respect the people of this country because Jenia Ghana formed in recent times. Baby I na nam na baby eba bedru enne na se ye koso to abama MPP aban bi ma e chese yankasa ye nim nyansa is the reason why I first time about radio so we catch us say wherever in the world that who sustain bad governance nobody is a victim, nobody is innocent. We are all sponsors and accomplices because you contribute to giving oxygen of publicity to what is happening. And we also have the same thing to stop this nonsense. Sometimes it's not about where you stand or where you belong to. US elections hereby are teaching a man for a lot of lessons.
Oh yeah, sure.
Donald Trump no be dissociating from him.
Maybe the other supporting.
Yes, and as I know they were winning. And your friend is saying all the liberal medias in the US now were bastardizing, insulting, and so forth. But when it comes to the core issues, the issue is that America cannot afford to have a weak president. Because you are the leader of the free world. You can't have a weak president leading America. Umanya no can who be stage so otim the 3 minutes asere ansa na beka dia waka.
Hey, Kamala.
Yes, do you think people will take you serious when you are going to sit on the round table with the Talibans and the Houthis and wait to have a discussion to your friends say get global peace? You think they take you serious? So you see, leadership, trust a man for wo is everything. But that is what we don't have. But enam say political class no respect for us, and they think that they can buy a man for conscience and then as for they can just do anything and get away with it. But me na I look back. Now me share politics. Captain, you've been around for quite a while. So utu when you back to 2000 and Kufueba. Utu when you here 2004. Your friend saying 2012 then as for yaba biduro higher. You should and you know very well say politics are changing. There has been a lot of changes. And never be agree. We've taken a radical turn. Young people are taking the center stage. You cannot fool them anymore. Because it's so easy to access information. Now, me catch that KSM say no young person consumes information and sit idle. When you consume information, it's one mensa. When you're dying over, then the reaction will come. Who consume information? You will act on the information because you become critical. You begin to ask questions. You want to know why you did this. Yes, many captains, madam for no. Yes, why you say? I want to know why you did that. I'll question you. You understand? The mere fact that you're doesn't mean say, oh, no. That era is long gone. That is water. The old class cannot wrap their head around how we are today. Seeing young people asking all the relevant questions. But I'm saying, say, Captain, we are Ghana near. Obi antanya Kufuor, Obi antanya.
Oh no.
But me say. Time has come for them to exit. We need to vote them out. That is the only way. Because you see, if you look at the many crimes these people have committed against this country, to the extent that their own people have deserted them, not because we need answer. For you, Captain Smith, for instance, you've been an MPP person, for instance. Say, say it's all about money. Say, oh, pesika.
Hey.
And the only time you can make money is this time.
Come here, rich, papa.
So it's not about money. So it's not about money. Then what? So it is about your conviction, sitting down, realizing, say, this is not what we bargained for. This is not what I fought for. This is not what I who sent Kamen Sabaka and Alanchramantin of all people said, why is it a party? MPP or Hininto Hassana. No. This is not the
MPP.
Paula Fokoko. Yes. So you see, we need to be
Hildado, former Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry.
Yes. So politics, and I'm saying it is about conviction based. Ideologies are there, but it is about the person doing right or wrong. That is why sometimes I disagree with Ghanaians. Just a Ghana baby, just a third force. But I'm saying you are just jokers. You see, when you have a problem, you don't run away from the problem. We can still have two political parties. Hold them accountable. Say you vote the person out.
Sure.
What I say? Say ne ya two abana John Mahama president or China. Na or say Odin Semuna. The only thing you do is to vote him out. Because won't you meet radio so Abra president Odin Semunu, then you support him. It's not possible. So when we begin to do this, we will be able to put them on their shoes. In America, for instance, a two-party has been in existence. But look at the rate at which they are changing them. Donald Trump by people felt say ne kasa and they voted against him. Papa way by. Oba also border no be biatum na say be more dama or manya wetin we be border gumna man for across the biasa. And then how do we ensure the security of that country? So at the end of the day, the people voted against him and then they bring in a new leader. So at the end of the day, so what's your Korean so captain? Obey careful. That is all that matters. And to over careful. And at this point, ye nina me ni and I'm a santini and I had a woman to me we in the park. Let your conviction speak for you. Tama so say you better answer beside all the questions. Abaye no dia na manya film. What is the interest? What is the future like? How do we make sure say you better me e dey mind na si ba bia sabi. O mind no da achi be ye. The Ghanaian dream na ye ka ho asem no. How are we going to achieve that? These are the relevant questions that we need to change. But me say at this point, these people have crossed their Rubicon. Tama so we need to vote them out. The only reason we are voting them out, and they say, you better hold you accountable for the many crimes. Oh, my committee. Now, yes, I say, every day, we say you. If we are unable to hold them accountable, then what is that?
So, Ivan, back to you.
Captain, now I'm just saying we become, but I think that
for Mike and
I think that Ghana your problem. Around here, Kasa, I don't know how old he is, but I know say relatively he's young. We have a Ghana Namia.
But when you be?
Oh, Minshan in person that. Me who know I was say Kasa already, so but I've never met him in person. And Sautie and Sama or Kana. You might wish to say, oh yeah, Obi are part of the old politicians. I said we might contribute to where we are today. But as a young man, no, you free say certain new narrative bet me pay up. Now politics na yeah serious politics. Now young that old cheap way of doing politics. It's unfortunate because in some now only the radio so are all kind a sheer contradiction or contradicting who throughout. So you ask yourself, so where are we going as a country? One, also some media a press conference. Legit your friend saying a brigadier. I can't some I'm sure some brigadier no one. It is a free some media can't some he has every right to respond to the issue. Again, some media can't some. And somehow also you ended up saying allegations upon allegations upon allegations. So what a man from to some media video in Tungu, now they are all canum, Sakofi Boache, a recruit to tax. That is the word he used. A trainee among for Kumase to cause violence. I know the day you are protecting somebody's integrity because of a woman there. Now, Kofi Boache, one friend, you on the integrity, no to get the man's and Okufie. Only the integrity to protect. I think when you are speaking, we need to be very smart. We need to speak as an intelligent people because you see, there are a number of people out there listening to us. Oh, no, me boom for you. But you see, I'm so disappointed, sir. Politics, the young people in it, I'm hoping that we need to have an honest conversation. I bet me we need to have honest conversation because you see, in some now all seeking to prove a point that Sabi he's speaking to fools like gullible individuals they are not discerning, but we are very discerning. For instance, Abronya Sama Walking, Abronya Tina radio, so the video has been trending. Minimum be as a medium vikas or can, but there is a video of your first Abronya. Or say your bo NPP niwo wenchia. Your bo NDC for 10. Just the video is so nasty, and I was even expecting the police for very react. So it's not as if say Onyan cancer no. But the most important part has to do with this buffer stock issue. Also, are a board member of buffer stock, Captain. Ada Abrantie Timinya Kukudro Kachira say, oh, nothing. She see a cheap politics. But there has been real correspondences, document upon documents. That what be mahubi. You're writing to the buffer. Your friend saying FDA. The company was seeking some changing date in my end. Emma FDA catch up say yen timi changing date because yen manufacturer. Because me run me catch yourself from my background. You can say idea I aspire. Officially, it doesn't mean say I say you won't mean you. But what it means is say the manufacturer can no longer guarantee the safety of that product. And do call you sua obi born on your wara with jejeje. That is what it means. So FDA catch you say idea no mono yeah. And you go back to the company. I think the company no catch you say mutimi meet certain conditions and then you can preserve it you can have it for 3 years. As to whether they went through that procedures or not, and NSA FDA extended period, for several months up to April 2024. These are the factual realities, and in the end, some people are arrested in Kumasi and a call any year. I know the day the food ended up with buffer stock. Is it not true? Say food no unwholesome. Is it not true? Say you distributed to a man for. Is it not true? Say food now you can say you package. These are real issues that you should explain as a buffer stock, whatever.
Or a butcher.
You say we need to get serious. That is what I'm saying, sir. We need to review this policy of rewarding people with appointment. And as for you see, and yes, because of cheap politics in Intino, we will end up enlisting a lot of easy minds. You can't easy mind as what as here. We will end up enlisting a lot of easy minds into critical positions where you expect them to bring intelligence to bear.
In fact, I want to go for a commercial break.
Captain, I serious. Na nipa nsa because you see, issue no ba it is not about say NDC and say MPP. There are critical issues, because just imagine say akra ketwa consume aduana to say the danger you exposed to, and these are the factual realities. And some no this company in question, me catch say even 2021 Auditor General report so distribute unwholesome food. So this is a company that has a culture of distributing unwholesome food. Now, as we have to him as a serious government official, respond here is it's just politics now. Obi na propaganda na you go into elections. Food now, we know. Obi na politics for what? We need to speak to the real issues. And I think and then Ebia na real fee. Now, Genesis 1990 no kasa. This is no 1990. Yes, this is 2024. Young people are very critical, they are very discerning. And the can't say na just try to speak. And some no say they sit here, be nipa better was here. Men yen sa politics kasa because any nipa no mutio no, and your full soldiers in it. There are critical minds who are listening, and whatever that you say, no, I'm best subjected to critical scrutiny. Not young who say politics na yes serious politics. And yet there be never be NDC and MPP politics. Na issues near brushing us because I say we are okay and for NDC home and for MPP home. You need to address the issue because there are parents home who are worried. There are parents who are home who are worried. The documents suggest say indeed such food has been distributed. There has been a number of correspondences exchanging with the FDA, the company in question, and the parent manufacturer. Nina seek to suggest say a change date. You know how do you change date? Abras Adina spy. No, now food now ended up in schools now. Even if a mere allegation, you see, a cause of panic among the general public. So as a government official, you speak wisdom to them to allay their fears. You don't just brush it aside and say, "Oh, my NDC for no media politics." It's every Ghanaian NDC. I think we need to get serious.
Mamenda me home says here, me ba Ivan, baby na afeino yet me atwaso. I've seen a lot of messages coming from a few MPP ministers and MPs who say, yeah, you've given us the opportunity. That's the first person. I'll not mention your name anyway. The second person says, Captain, today should not be a 9-day wonder. We want your show every day. This one is a former minister sitting at home. It's good you spoke to Nana B. You have the mileage now in the morning. Gradually, you are taking over the afternoon. Thank you, Honorable Former Minister. Philip, what am I boarding? Today, I know you are not biased. Sorry for always attacking you. You guys didn't know. You didn't know. It's in Amano. Maybe a phone line Amana or friend. Maybe stop you be as a movie and Bammy show so. Mean should I entertain politicians there? Because of Bam shows so I'm about. Because of Bam found me a great time now and so me can run the show without a politician. If you want to come on the show, fine. If you don't want to come, I'm not a lazy presenter. That one I can tell you. I know I am very hardworking. To me, boy, me who wants some better.
Now, Captain, we a serious political institution. Why would you avoid a platform? A platform, no, a mouthpiece. It's an outlet. So, however, how you think the platform hates you, it's an opportunity for you to reach out to a base. So, politically, no, strategically, and you're wise to avoid a station because you think and you're friendly. Because me hostile territory because if you're able to win one soul, it's a plus.
I remember President Kufuor said Yenya reps no more call Radio Gold. We're like,
yes,
old man.
Yes.
Are you?
Yes, that is being politically savvy.
Radio Gold says
yes. Yes. And me political parties
wow.
Yankwaha no wa na wutu amana because obetina how you reach out to people. As a politician, you need convert. So you use the platform.
Ivan Mamendo ase.
Yeah, we. But my men can't worry about elections, no.
Okay.
Captain, I think going into this year's elections, no. Ghanaians are and that's up to Ghanaians to decide. But the fact is, Ghanaians are really ready for this year's elections. because I heard the experiences a man for come over the years. People want to use the ballot to make your friend saying a statement. And we a state institution, we a EC, we a government, we a police, we a soldier, and so forth. Don't ever think say you can use your influence, your power, the gun, whatever, to bend the legitimate will of the people of this country. Because at the end of the day, the will of the people will prevail. Whoever decides or best stop, will rather become a casualty. So don't you think say we have the guns, we have the EC, let the people of Ghana decide their own fate. Don't try to bend this will, because the experiences are Ghana for a form, no, they will not lie low for anybody to bend the legitimate will. Yahu be paying Togo. So the folk a man so you, how many people can you kill? So the reliance on this brutalities because who they see what a chiman. When innocent civilians were shot dead by military and police people till date, nobody has found a sense investigate Nipona Wukwa. President call her uncle be pass and be a catcher techiman for no say me buafu because man to abama me. That particular anger is still in the people. So nobody is going to the ballot to say obi na me so nina me way dabi. This is the day Ghana folk decided their own destiny. So give them that particular power. Come akata say Rollins e kro betina konwa so 19 years and no hwehwe na wu no se fam. President Kufuor fear ne. Mahama bayo koye. No so hwehwe na wu no. Power is transient. So don't you dare say there's me na me wo to me intino me hand over na I will use no. Oh yes sir, or mine because the experiences, the economic experiences Ghanaians have gone through, no, they are not going to lie low, sit aloof and watch anybody take over this country in the name of men and more power. We are military near, use nyansa, use wadring, don't allow anybody to use you because power no a bet me at any point in time about Juma the reputation of Ajuma na no, you need to safeguard it. It's the reason why this critical state institution like the IGP in the police, the military in the CDS, they should know, sir, the allegiance is to the people of this country, to the constitution and to the flag, not to anybody who appointed you. It is to Ghana. We need to ensure, sir, we create a platform, very fertile platform, a Ghana Nibetimia polling station, akotonaba, making sure that the vote is counted. And at the end of the day, so that is up to Ghanaians to decide. But such machinations na me intimidating away, no. Oh yeah, you'll be the first person to become a capsule because me say Ghana for are really ready
for this year's elections.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my dear brother.
Onua 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Yeah,